This is Peter Lau. Today is Wednesday, October 2nd. I'm at 26936 Springcreek Road, Rancho, Palos, Verdes. I'll be entering through the left side cleanout. So this cleanout's located in one of the vents on the left-hand side of the house. You've got a 3-inch ABS cleanout. In a brief moment, we will be transitioning to the end of the sewer line, as that provides the clearest video. We're about 90 feet into the main sewer line where it ties in with the city sewer. We're noted at a depth of 7 feet. Currently what you're seeing on the screen, that's the portion of the line that the city will take responsibility for. In other words, it's the city sewer lateral. It runs 6 inches in diameter. The camera is currently resting on the saddle, which is the curvature of the pipe coming from the property where it meets the city. So as I pull back in just a moment, we do see root intrusion growing in at the saddle, and it's causing a little bit of stagnant water there, not causing blockage at the time of inspection. Water was ran prior and during this inspection as well. It's been about a minute since the water fixtures have been turned off in the house. I ran the kitchen and bathroom sink. The distance indicator is on the bottom left-hand side of the screen. So as I pull the camera head back, that number will be decreasing, as once again we are working our way back from the city sewer towards the clean-out access from the house. So we're seeing root intrusion growing in at the joints of the clay piping, and that's relatively normal as there is vegetation growing in close proximity to where the sewer line runs. Typically, root intrusion grows into the line due to offsets within the clay, and I'll further elaborate as we run into a better example of what an offset looks like. I'm also looking out for just any complications within the line that could cause blockages or any slow draining within the line. So with about 70 feet remaining, still working our way back from clay piping. So this is a good example of what an offset looks like. It's a joint that connects two sections of clay together, and it's when it becomes off-centered due to heavy construction, earthquakes, root intrusion, and things of that nature, it allows for water to seep out of that joint, and in essence allows for the roots to detect that there is running water in the sewer, and that's typically why you get roots growing in at the clay joints within the sewer line. And here you have a good example of an offset combined with some root intrusion. Again, not going to cause any blockages. That's another reason why I ran water. Checking for any stagnant water within the line as well. So with about 55 feet remaining. So going back to the root intrusion, it's one of those issues where it is that needs maintenance on a continual basis. So if you have root intrusion at some point within the clay portion of the line, you're most likely going to have to maintain it either through hydrojetting or snaking it every so often. Roots are a living, growing thing, so even if you clear it out the first time, maybe a year later or 2 years, depending on the vegetation, it may grow back in and cause a blockage in the future. Again, at the present time of inspection, it's not causing any blockages, but it is something to look out for in the future. And we are getting close to a transition of materials, and I'll further elaborate once we reach that. So here we have the transition at about 27 feet. We're going from this clay piping to cast iron. Cast iron typically seen in homes built before the 70s. The 1970s. So scaling is observed within the cast iron portion of the line, and what scaling is basically a buildup of minerals. This is going to happen to almost all residential cast iron drain lines that have water constantly being ran through it. It's a buildup of minerals that gets caked onto itself over the years. It could cause a blockage potentially, but at the time of inspection, scaling is not causing any blockage. It makes it hard for me to detect if there are any cracks or leaks on the exterior side of the pipe. But so far so good. There's functional flow within the line. We're not seeing any stagnant water. And then we're about to transition materials once again. So in total, the sewer line for this property has 3 different kinds of materials. We're going from cast iron to ABS. ABS is considered the modern day plumbing material. It's a plastic pipe resilient against earthquakes and root intrusion. And typically what you look out for within the ABS is stagnant water. But since this is just the access, there isn't actually any water that's ran. As you can see, the inside of the pipe is very dry at this portion of the line. And this concludes the inspection of the main sewer line. If you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to call, text, or email me. Thank you.